Hi, welcome to Set Up and Score. My name is Leigh Simons. I'm the Head of Customer Success at ScoreApp. So I work on our support team. I've also got my colleague Sarah with me today. So Sarah is giving you a wave, and Sarah will be able to answer any questions in the chat that come up, and we'll also have an opportunity. I'll leave some time at the end to ask questions as well. So we're just going to give everyone a few minutes to join. So welcome if you've just joined us. In today's session, it's going to be quite interactive. I'm going to share my screen. There's going to be an opportunity to share your work in progress scorecards with us, should you wish to. So if you'd like that, just make sure you've got the link at the ready to pop in the chat when we ask for it. Yeah, and so hopefully that you'll get a lot from this. We're going to talk about building a scorecard, launching a scorecard, and all the best practices to make sure that your scorecard is successful. So whilst we are giving everyone a few minutes, if you wouldn't mind popping in the chat just a few words to describe where you are in the process of creating a scorecard right now. So it could be that you haven't started, it could be that you're currently building, it could be that you're ready to launch, or that you have launched. So anything to describe where you are with it at the moment. So hi Samson, thank you for joining today. So you're currently building. Hi Zane, you're working on it at the moment. Hi Tazarina, this is my challenge to say everyone's name correctly. I hope I said it correctly. You've created it and someone's done it, which is fantastic. Hi Sally, you're going to start building one tomorrow, so this is good timing. Hi Lisa, not yet started. Hi Claire, not yet started. Hi Lonnie, you're launched and you just put it in your blog. That's fantastic. Hi Erin, nearly there, but overthinking the question. That happens. So hopefully we can help with that. Stephanie, hi, you're working on it. Samir, just joined ScoreApp and you're ready to start building. That's fantastic. Hi William, you're currently building and at the PDF stage, which you need some help with. Brilliant. We'll make sure we help with that. Ian, you're sort of partway through. Thank you for joining us. Hi Chris. Currently familiar and starting to build. Fantastic. Hi Joseph, you're working on it. Hi Alonda. I built it, however you want to make it better. Perfect. Hi Tammy, not yet started. Hi Sarah, playing around, not sure the questions. And hi Fiona, just joined and not yet started. Hi Louise, not yet started. Oh, we've got 2 years of research and working inside Daniel Priestley's group. I've finally landed on a topic. That's fantastic. Sometimes it just takes some time to come to you, and sort of several exposures, and then it clicks into place. So that's fantastic news as well. Thank you everyone for joining us. So let's get started. Before we delve to the platform, I'm just going to start with a few slides that we've got. So we're not slide heavy at all today. But first of all, I just wanted to start off by giving you some potential use cases for ScoreApp. So primarily, our customers will be using them for lead generation, and they may have multiple scorecards. So some for cold audiences, some for warmer audiences. You might want to use it for qualifying leads, onboarding customers, pre-qualifying customers. And then we even have lots of customers that use it as a survey tool internally, with their own employees, or use it actually as a product that they sell into other organizations as a survey tool. And we even have customers that use a scorecard to measure the success of their current customers. So just to make sure that they're utilizing all the products and services that they offer as well. So hopefully that sort of may bring up some additional uses, because you do get multiple scorecards within each of your ScoreApp packages. Then what we're going to look at today is creating a landing page. We are going to look at the questions themselves and the scoring. Then we will follow up with creating a results page that delivers the value. And then we want to talk about how to promote the scorecard and how to follow up as well. I get asked all the time, what does make a successful scorecard? And the very first item that I've pinpointed is the concept. So the concept needs to be aligned with that common goal that your target audience are trying to achieve. And therefore it offers real value because it allows them to see how they're progressing against that goal, and then gives them not only that clarity, but it will provide them then with direction from you, hints and tips at how they can continue on that journey to reach that goal. And therefore that leads into number 2. It's got this mutual value exchange. So you're providing valuable content and clarity to your target audience. In return, you are getting lots of great data from your potential customers. Once you've collected that data and they've been through the scorecard, you can then use that data to personalize the way that you follow up with your target customers. So you're going to know a lot more about them, you're going to know exactly where they are, and you can make sure that you're speaking to them where they are at the moment. Once you've done that, then you do need a successful strategy to drive traffic towards the process. And then once they've taken the scorecard, we need to talk about converting those leads that you have generated into sales. So the concept is the idea of your scorecard. And once you've got that concept, you need to then transfer it into a headline, which acts a real hook and tells people exactly what it is, what it does, who's it's for. So we're going to talk about some potential headlines that we could use. The first one is just to base it on that desire or goal that I mentioned. And then you could just use the word scorecard on the end, quiz. It could be a benchmark, an assessment tool. In terms of the language that you use for it, we really recommend that you just resonate it with your target audience. So something that really, a quiz might be suitable for a certain target audience, whereas an assessment tool might be more relevant for other audiences. So in terms of terminology, it's the one that would best suit your target audience. Then I've got some examples on the screen here. So the key person of influence, the desire there is to be a key person of influence. So we've created the key person of influence scorecard. You've got the high performing team scorecard, the beach ready scorecard, the good parenting scorecard. So you can kind of see how that might apply to the ideas that you currently have for your concept. The second method is to flip that and base it on the pain or frustration. So the first one, for example, avoid being hacked scorecard. Well, the desire there is to have a really safe, secure network, but just to package that up into a headline that really hooks your target audience, we've flipped it and it's called the avoid being hacked scorecard. Or we've got the fitness injury prevention scorecard, weight gain prevention scorecard, or the avoid burnout scorecard. So they're all clear as to what they do to help captivate the attention of your target audience. Now, the third method works really well and can be applied to lots and lots of different concepts. So it starts with, are you ready to? And then you can apply your concept. So we've got on the screen, are you ready to run a marathon? Take the scorecard. Are you ready to quit smoking? But it could be, are you ready for a career change? Are you ready to scale your business? So that can be useful in the brainstorming process as well. You might find that along the way there's your concept or your headline is really driven by the fact that something's seasonal, topical, newsworthy or trending, like, AI at the moment is probably coming back down, but, to use that into a headline to hook people's attentions if it's trending is particularly useful as well. And then the very final concept I want to talk to you about is creating a higher scoring category or personality type quiz. So you don't have to give people a score at the end. We have a great number of scorecards on ScoreApp that give people an outcome. So you are this personality type, or you've fallen into this bucket. So it is possible to do that. And we can talk about how to set up the scoring for that as we go along as well. So with that in mind, I'm going to just go back to the chat. And if you wouldn't mind sharing where you are, sort of what your thoughts are for the concept. I know it's going to be easier for some of you that have already started building or have built. And then you might just be able to pop the headline of your scorecard, or just to give us an idea of the kind of concepts we have and where everybody's sort of thinking is heading. So are you ready to launch a business? Yeah, perfect. It's really clear. It's really targeted. Are you ready to grow your business? Yes. And you can, there's loads of variations of that. Are you ready to scale your business? Are you ready for, rapid scaling? Just ideas off the top of my head, just to really act more of that, get more of a hook into it. This has helped me reframe. I'd like to do, are you ready to get your business visible? Yes. So yeah, are you ready to make your business visible? Absolutely, like that one. I think my first one, are you a compliant employer? So that one for me, I would need a little bit more detail, but so for your target audience, that might be completely sort of obvious. How effective is your skincare routine? Yep, like it. Disability inclusion quiz. Is your business ready? Yeah, absolutely. That's clear what it is, what it's for, what it does. Do you actually need a tour guide scorecard? Do you need a tour guide scorecard? Yep, I can see that one working. That one, I think headline wise, I think that one would need a good subheading as well, just to sort of really explain it. But yeah, I like it. Food freedom quiz. Discover your inner power to achieve sustainable weight loss. Yeah, lovely. Really nice. Turbocharge your lead generation IQ. Just went with that. AI came up with. Brilliant. I love AI for that. Your turbocharge your lead generation IQ. Yep, I think that one, they're definitely, like, lead generation's a really good concept. So are you ready to scale your lead generation? That could work well. Are you ready to improve your sales performance through self-awareness? Yep. Are you ready to improve your sales performance? Are you ready to grow your sales? Are you ready to exponentially grow your sales? Yep. Is your organization ready to get measurable DEI results? So again, that one I'm not completely sure of. If in terms of like terminology, if it's cold leads, it is good to be really obvious. But again, without knowing more about that, it may be that it is completely obvious. Are you ready to start using natural organic skincare products? Yep, I like that one. I am using my scorecard for graduate users and master and exam to get licensed. So you need ideas. Okay. So it could be that, are you ready for your XXX exam? Take the scorecard. That could be a good one. Ace your nursing career. Yep, I like that one. Are your employment practices compliant? Yes, Claire, that would be good. I like that one. Disability, are you inclusive enough? This is another one I'm playing with. Yeah, that is nice, because I can't remember what the first one was, but that one might entice people that actually think they're okay, but not quite sure. So yes, that one could be good. Your quality assurance health check working title. So your quality assurance health check. I think subheading is going to be important with that. And again, just a little more context for that one. What assumptions are holding up back in your small business? Okay, so that one, when we talked about, like, aligning it with the common goal or desire, I feel like that one could be a good subheading, but with a headline that really hooks into that desire. So I suppose the desire there is to really grow their business and progress quickly. So maybe leading with that angle would be good. It's thinking potential. Unlock your students' thinking potential. So that's obviously an education one. The teacher, are you ready to engage your students? I really like that one. Are you ready to engage your students? That's nice. What assumptions are holding you back? Perfect. Right. Lovely. Thank you so much. It's really great to see and hear your concept ideas. So fantastic. Thank you. Okay, so now we've got those, we're going to dive into the platform itself here. So we have gone, when you click on create scorecard, and I'm going to actually go back a stage so that I can show you if you haven't yet started. what options you'll be presented with. So you can start from scratch, which is a really good way to go if you have your own questions, if you've got a specific methodology, you know what results you want to write, then I would recommend starting from scratch. We have got, I'd also advise looking at the templates that we've got, because if there's one closely aligned with your concept, then that could be the quickest route forward, in that you just completely then customize it and brand it and tweak it to suit you. Oh, that would help. And then we've got the AI setup wizard. So this we've had probably just for over a month now, since the launch or the growth of AI. And this is a fantastic tool because it can help you with your concept ideas, and it can help you to accelerate the build process. So I'm going to show you that today. We're going to click on get started. Then you're presented with those options of actually, what do you want it to do? Do you want it to generate leads? Do you want it to qualify and convert existing leads? Or do you want to improve existing clients' results? So I'm going to focus on the lead generation piece today. And then you can choose if you just want one overall score. So that one would suit a really quick, easy quiz where you can go, you've scored this, you're in our, this is on the low end, and this is what we'd recommend that you do. The one in the middle, so the single outcome, that one is suited for your personality test. So your outcome rather than a score. Then you've got your multiple scores. So this one gets a bit deeper, adds a bit more value, because they get an overall score and also a score against some categories as well. So I'm going to choose that one today. Then it asks you, how would you describe your business? So I am going to say that I'm a career coach. You can add more, like it'll give you the word count for sort of max characters. So I am going to, my target audience is mid-care professionals. You can click on get more suggestions, or you can type it in yourself if it's very specific. And then it'll ask you, what do you want to help your clients improve, achieve, or prevent using this scorecard? So I would like it to be, I'm actually going to type in my own, and I'm going to say career change. It will then suggest some concepts, some headlines. So find your dream job, the career change quiz. So that was the first option that I run through. You get that desire, and then you put your terminology on the end. So I'm going to go for the career change quiz because I think it's really clear what it is. And then I'm going to click on next. Once I've done that, it's then going to suggest some categories that I could use. So I'm going to select job satisfaction, and I'm going to select career goals. You can select more, and I'll talk about number of categories when we come to that area. But just to speed through this process, I've just picked 2 categories. When you've picked your categories, it will ask you to pick the questions that go into each category. You can click on get more suggestions. I'm just going to pick 2 from each. And then we can get to the results page and you can see what it generates. So you could, at this stage, you could add them all. And then when you get the draft scorecard, you can then start to edit them as well. So, okay, we're going to click on next. So then gives me a summary of everything that we've chosen. And I'm going to click on, yep, great, create my scorecard. It shows you how many words it has written for you and how many hours it's saved, which is always lovely to see. And then I can now go to my dashboard and I can see that it's created this scorecard for me. What it does, it gives you a great structure. You can then go in and you can personalize all of these elements. So that's what we're going to talk about now. And even if you haven't used the AI setup wizard, what I'm going to show you would be applicable to whether you've chosen a template or whether you're starting from scratch as well. So once we've got to this point, we need to come to the builder, which is the icon of the pencil and the ruler. You can then see we've got a list of elements. I'm going to start on the landing page because this is going to be the first element that you're going to drive traffic towards, the landing page. And it's really important because this is going to be all about the value in taking the quiz. It's going to align with that common desire, and it's going to help someone to decide that this quiz is going to be useful to them and that they're going to click on take the scorecard. So you can see we've got the headline that we picked, take our career change quiz for mid-career professionals. And the AI will also pick what they think is a relevant image as well. It will always be presented like this on the blue background. So what we need to do is we need to click on the landing page editor. You will find that the header section's hidden. So we're going to unhide that by clicking on the eye. And now we can upload our logo. So once you click on that section, your formatting options, you can click on select logo, you can upload it from your files from there. Under every option is a style section where you can then play around with the formatting. So you might want to position that logo in the middle on the right. You might want to position it inside this first section. So I would always recommend that you have a look at the styling options for each section that you're adding. Now, for me, I'm going to change this banner. So I'm going to go to add a section. And I can see that I've got a number of different banner choices that I can select from. So I actually, I've got a great image that I want to use here. So I'm going to add a new section. And then if I hover over it, there's some dots. And if I click and drag and drop, that will move it up into the position. I can now go and add a new, and I'm going to, this isn't particularly relevant, but I'm going to pick a beach, because my new career is going to make me feel like I'm on the beach every day, just like I do every day at the moment. So that is what we're going to do. And then you can even use, the headline that it suggested, and you can input your own content. I also want to add some more sections. I want it to be more detailed. So again, in add a section, there are loads of different sections we can add. Under content, I'm going to add a how it works section. So I'm going to tell people what to expect, what the benefits of taking the scorecard are. And then I might add another section which showcases all the logos of clients that I've worked with to add credibility. And then I might finish with a section about who I am as a business and why I've created this tool. And then actually I should probably finish with a final call to action, which will always be to take the quiz. So you can see how I've added all my sections. I'm going to remove that section. So you can either pop it in the bin, or you can just click on the eye to hide it. And you can work through each section now and customize it. So click into it, replace your content, click on your styling for your formatting, and then just hit save. And you're going to be able to preview that landing page by coming up here. So you can see how different our landing page looks now as opposed to the one that we had initially. I'm going to just show you a place where you can go and see some other existing scorecards, which really helps with inspiration when you're building yours. So if you come to the scoreapp.com website and you go to product and made with ScoreApp, we've got a gallery of great scorecards here. And I am going to talk you through this one, which runs through some best practice elements of what we like to see in landing pages. So this one's called the Scale Up and Exit Business Assessment. And then its headline is, are you looking to grow, exit, or sell your business? So I think that's a really great hook as a headline, and it's very clear how it's going to help me. We've also tapped into those desires in the sub-headline by saying it's going to scale rapidly and achieve a successful exit. We've said how long it's going to take, and that will receive a PDF report containing the valuable advice. So a little bit about what to expect. We then have the credibility piece with the trusted by over 10,000 brands worldwide, followed by an image which represents or showcases the value that they will get from the quiz, because they get this PDF report at the end. They get the opportunity to book a free strategy call. It then goes on to say how it works. So again, we've stated the number of questions. We've incorporated our experience into why we've built this tool and how our experience helps us. And then we're bringing out those desires again. So we want to scale rapidly, increase cash flow, profit, valuation, and successfully exit. This actual landing page is then delving into the categories or just introducing them as to what they're going to be measured. And then they've got more information about who they are. So we would avoid being sales focused on the landing page and just looking at it from your target audience's shoes and just thinking, right, so what's in it for me? How is this going to help me? And that will really help convert people that arrive at your landing page to take action and take the quiz. So has anyone got a work in progress or a built or landing page that they would like me to bring up on the screen? So that we can talk through and maybe give some more ideas. We'll just wait a few moments for those, see if anybody wants to share. That's fine, not ready to be judged yet. That's perfectly understandable.
You can do mine.
Oh, thank you. So let me see if I can find that. So it's Samson. I'm going to make a quick note of your name. Do you think it is in your name, Samson? Okay, so I'm going to head to the platform here. I'm going to bring up Samson's scorecard. Brilliant. Okay. So I'm guessing it's the sales pulse. Okay, so Samson, I can see you've chosen one of our templates here, which is great. And then you've just applied your own branding and your own content. So are you ready to maximize your sales? I really like that. So you may be holding yourself back from meeting your potential as a salesperson. The sales pulse assessment. So you could, like I showed you in the CFO Centre quiz, you could have a heading up here that says the sales pulse assessment. Then your headline is, are you ready to maximize your sales? And then your subheading, you may be holding yourself back from meeting your potential salesperson, the sales pulse assessment, and discover your current style and gain insight into your strengths and opportunities as a salesperson. Yeah. So again, a different way would be discover your sales style. And that, because I'm not sure whether you're giving an outcome or a score at the end. You know, if it's an outcome, then sometimes when you create that intrigue to discover something about themselves, that can work really nicely as well. One of the things that I always like to mention is that this banner has got the sign up form on the banner as well. So, and it's something that you might want to test first, but sometimes that can act as a barrier. Just if someone's not convinced of the value before they see it, then you know, it could be an idea to have a banner where the form is a pop-up so they can continue to read the landing page before they click on Get Start. So then we've got how it works. This self-assessment is designed to authentically check your heart rate as a salesperson. Your results may validate your self-awareness and also highlight some blind spots. You will reflect and answer questions specifically curated by sales professionals and experts. Sales method and is built from the heart. You'll receive personalized sales that will provide insights into your authentic sales style, strengths, to become a more passionate and aligned salesperson and show your true self to your clients. So there's some really nice benefits in there. You know, you're talking to those desires in that section. But I feel like because the content is a lot together and it's just, I think it would benefit from almost having two sections, you know, so how it works, how is this going to help me? In terms of, we are going to come back to number of questions and how long, but if it is cold traffic, 10 to 15 minutes can be quite a big time investment. So that's just something to be mindful of. And you know, you're saying about the sales profiles. Could you showcase the sales profiles on here? You know, like the other customer that I showed you had an outline of the categories they were going to be measured. You know, do you have them like as images, as icons, because that can really help as well. At Heart Centre, we approach selling as a process, which means it's about connecting with people, being true to yourself, and showcasing your authenticity and passion. That's nice. It would be great, or it could be a further idea to link that to why you've created this tool. So that adds to the value in taking the quiz. So in this landing page, we've got testimonials. So if you want to become more coachable, so obviously, I think they probably need.
This is like kind of, like at this point, I was not fully complete with my editing. So the testimonials are still the template. Thank you though. This is so helpful. And honestly, truly at this point too, like I was working on this as you were talking. So the further along down you go, the less edited it is.
Okay, thank you. No, I appreciate that. I thank you for sharing it with us. And testimonials can work well on the landing page. Best practice for testimonials is if you can link them to how the scorecards help somebody, and then put your business testimonials on the results page. So that would be my recommendation. And then you've gone into, okay, so great. So that's what I just mentioned. I jumped in too early, so you started to introduce those categories here. Now, this call to action, so the call to action on the landing page should always be to take the quiz. So book a discovery session would be on the results page later on down the line. Fantastic. Thank you so much. I'll just see if we've got one more in the chat, if anybody wants to, and then we can... I just want to go back to where we were, and then we can just do one more before we move on. So, William, I'm just going to click on yours now and see what we've got here. So, ace your nursing career with ability recruitment group, complete 9 questions and receive a personalized plan. So with this one, are you, is it, what target audience are you aiming at? Is it cold traffic or warmer traffic?
It's cold traffic from a TikTok lead generation scheme.
Okay.
Or warm traffic from a TikTok lead generation scheme, but it's from TikTok, so we get something like 1,500 inquiries to a TikTok video for 2-minute or 1-minute session, and our marketing girl spends the whole week weeding through them. So we're trying to put this in as a kind of filter.
Perfect. Yeah, that will work really well. Because the reason why I ask is just that if it was like running off an ad, for example, when they got here, ace your nursing career with ability recruitment group, that might be too sales focused. But I think given that you've explained that, you know, your use case for it, I think that would work well.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so you complete your 9 questions and receive a personalized plan. So not too many questions. They know what they're going to get from it at the end. Take our suitability test and get to work quickly based on your experience, right to work and preferred location. I mean, this sounds perfect. You know, it sounds like it's going to deliver real value to the person completing the scorecard as well. So our teams have been, you've got your credibility logos there. You've got Wearability Recruitment Group. And so for that use case, I think that landing page looks really, really good. And thank you for sharing it, because it's good to showcase ideas of how people are thinking of using it. So that's brilliant. Thank you. Right, so that's your landing page. We are going to move back to the platform now. And obviously, once somebody's been driven to your landing page, they're going to go, oh, this sounds brilliant. They're going to click on start here. They're going to enter their details and they're going to move through the questions. So that is the bit that we are going to work on next. What the AI does is it will put in all of the questions that it suggests are yes/no questions. So it is nice to have a variety of different formats. Yes/no is definitely the easiest question format for someone to answer. So we, as long as you keep it factual, that is a great question format. But you might want to throw in some other formats, such as multiple choice, such as a scale. It might suit certain questions better. So you can click on add a question and you can see the number of different question formats that we've got. scoring wise, if you're creating your own from scratch and you use a yes no question, the easiest way to do it is just award a point to the positive answer. So do you sleep more than 8 hours a night? Yes, you've earned a point. No, you don't earn any points. The scales work slightly differently, because if you want to say, right, on a scale of 1 to 5, indicate how stressed you are. 5 is always going to be 0 is always going to be really stressed, and 5 is going to be, I'm not stressed at all. And then that question is worth 5 points. And wherever they place themselves on that scale is how many points they've achieved out of 5. You've then got multiple choice buttons, and you might ask a question such as, how many hours sleep a night do you get? And then you might give some answer options. So if somebody goes 4 to 6, you might not give them any points. If they say 6 to 8, you might give them a point. And if they say 8 plus, you'll say, how do you do that? No, you would give them 2 points. And that's how it works. So it goes up in strength of the answer. If you want someone to pick more than one answer, then you will need to choose the multiple choice checkbox option, because then you can set a maximum and minimum option count. You've also got open text as well. So that might be, it's not a scored question, but you might want to gather some more data, some more useful data about that particular person. So that would be the question format that we recommend. Now, the scoring will add up the total amount of points per category and overall. So if we had 10 points available for job satisfaction and the person taking our quiz scored 5 out of 10, the platform will convert that to a percentage. So luckily I can do that maths, that's 50%, and it decides what score tier it falls into based on the ranges that are entered under results and score tiers. So 50% would land them in the medium tier, and when we get to the results, you can then start to use those tiers to personalize the content that you feed them. You might want to name your tiers something else than low, medium, and high. You might want to change the colors. You might want to add tiers, change how the scores are calculated. You can do all of those things, but it's always the percentage ranges that determines which score tier people fall into. So in terms of number of questions, we would recommend fewer for cold leads. So around 12 and under for cold leads. I always say it does need to be balanced with being able to give someone a credible score. And, you know, that you've got to factor in what question formats you're using as well, because if you're using 12 scale questions, that is going to take longer. So it's a combination of the question format, the amount of time, and the number of questions as well. But as a guideline, 12 and under. If you're appealing to warmer leads, we would recommend 25 and under. And then if you're using it for onboarding or existing customers, then there is really no limit. It just in terms of the number of questions you need to ask to gather the most relevant data. So that is a little bit about the questions. In terms of writing the questions, I know some of you said you're not sure. Would the AI wizard sort of help with that? If not, ChatGPT is a really great resource. And ChatGPT, you know, even when the AI presents that initial landing page that's quite basic, you can go to ChatGPT and you can say, please, I'm building this quiz. This is my headline. This is my subheadline. Could you please give me some more content that explains how it works, how it's going to help them, so I can create this value? So using ChatGPT as well is something that I would definitely recommend. So now we've gone through the questions, they're going to see immediately after finishing the questions, they are going to see their results page. This is what the AI completed for us. So our career change quiz, it's given us an overall score, a donut that shows our score in both categories. It's given us some intro text to the results page. And then you can see it's scored us on the 2 categories. And it's even inputted the dynamic content. So it's different based on whether they fell into the low, medium, or high. So they all sit there in the platform, and it will just show them the relevant content in relation to their score. So in terms of now you optimizing this, I would start again, adding your logo, clicking on add a section, because there might be a preferred style that you want to use to deliver that overall score. So at the moment, we've got that donut chart, but you can see here we've got a spider diagram, we've got pie charts, a speed dial, a thermometer, we've got traffic lights. So have a look. You know, if you want to choose a different section, you add that section, you can copy and paste the content that AI suggested to make that easier as well. Now, this overall score content, the AI hasn't made this dynamic. So it's just static. It stays the same despite the score. If you want to optimize this further, you can switch on this dynamic content toggle. So I've clicked on the content, I've got my content box open, and I can slide this on, and I'm going to be able to put in different versions. It's really nice to use dynamic content because it then feels tailored, it feels personalized, and you're able to say things like, congratulations, you've scored really well, or really reassuring language if someone hasn't scored as well, and that, you know, just reassuring them that actually, now that you've got the clarity, that's it, you know what to focus on, look at the information we've provided below, you know, give us a call, we can help you. So that type of messaging. Again, AI will present the categories in this particular format. If you go to add a section and click on categories under the results section, there's 3 different formats for presenting those categories. So if you want them side by side, you've got that option. If you want to include a bit more content and an icon, then you've got that option at the bottom. And again, you can copy and paste the content or just input your own. Now, I'd always recommend just reading through the 3 different versions that the AI has suggested, and then adding your own stamp on it. So it may be that you're able to offer a few tips. I always like to acknowledge their score, describe the category, and then provide a couple of things that they could think about. And you know that if someone scored low, they're probably not doing the majority of things in relation to the questions that you've asked in that section. So you can link your advice to, you know, make sure you're doing this. You know, this is all the best practice elements. Whereas someone has scored high, you know that they're doing the majority of those things. So you would start to go, right, you know, you're ready for this. Now you've got to think about this. So you can see how that dynamic content is useful. Call to actions are very important on the results page. Lots of our customers use a, you know, book a session, book a chat with us. So you can go to add a section, you can use a call to action section specifically, or any of the content sections that include a call to action button, and you can personalize that. So within this particular section that we've got here, when we open up the formatting options, we've got the opportunity to paste our Calendly link, for example, into that button link box. So people will be able to go straight to Calendly to schedule a session. It might not be a discovery session that you're offering. It may be that you want them to purchase a book. It may be that you want them to join a wait list or join a community or register for a webinar. So whatever your call to action is, you can link your external link into that button link box. This is obviously the output at the starter package level. So for everyone at the starter package level, this is the results that they will receive. The ScoreApp platform will then fire off a result email with a link back to that page. So they get to keep it and they get to access it again and refer to it whenever they want to. If you're on the advanced package upwards, that results page, you might want it to become more of a snapshot. So just say, look, here's a summary and your full PDF report has been emailed to you. And then when we come to the PDF report, we can start building this now. The AI doesn't at the moment generate the structure for that. So it would be something that we would start to develop. We start without a template, and then we would go to add a page. There's loads of different pages, and you can make this document as big or as small as you'd like it to be. But the benefit of having the PDF is that it provides a greater vehicle for you to drill down more sort of further into each of the categories and giving all your great advice and hints and tips and best practice. So you could choose a front cover, or you can completely brand customize all of it. We've got general content, so you can have an intro, outro page. Then we would showcase generally someone's overall score. Again, you'll see that dynamic toggle button, so it can be different based on the score tier they fell into. You can summarize their category scores, and then you start to delve into the individual category. So you would need to add a page for each category. So you add your job satisfaction page, then I go back and I add another one, and now I change it to my career goals page. So I've got a page for each one. If I want to make it dynamic, then I turn the toggle on, and I can enter my low, medium and high versions. You can have all your call to actions. We've got those outro pages, as I said. So that's a very brief sort of delve into how you would create the PDF. You do need to publish it and make sure it's default. And then when you go to your results email, let me just leave this. So you go to results email, you want to link to your PDF rather than back to the results, then you can delete that current result button merge field, and all the available merge fields you will find with this icon in the toolbar, and you can just go and pick up now your report button instead. So that's linked. AI will suggest content for this results email. So I would always advise you to check that, personalize that as well. It doesn't have to come from the ScoreApp platform. You can turn it off because you can push all of the results and the information across into your CRM should you want to send all of your results and follow-up sequences from your CRM. So now we've talked about landing page, we've talked about questions, we've talked about results, whether that's the results page, the PDF. The next stage would be to integrate with your CRM. Again, you don't have to, because your leads will come into the leads area directly on the blue left-hand toolbar. So you can gain these leads directly from the platform. You can export them should you wish to, or filter, or you can integrate with the CRM system. So you can see on here the CRM systems that we're currently integrating with. If yours isn't listed, there's a high chance that it's going to be possible via Zapier. And once you've entered your API, it will open up the options for you to map across. So you can map across the lead details, and then you can map across all the questions and answers, the results, the highest category score. So you'll be able to delve more into those options once you've entered your API. So that's a little bit about the follow-up sequences. So I just want to go back to my slides now. So we can talk about that promotion and the follow-up in a little bit more detail. So I'm just going to bring those back up. And then I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so we're going all the way to promoting your scorecard. So the first point there is to embed it on your website. And I just want to show you the options in terms of embedding it onto your website. So here you would go to the share icon on the blue left-hand toolbar, and you can see in terms of embedding on your website, you've got these options here. So you can do full page, inline, pop-up and chat style. You've also got this, oh no, I'll come back to that one actually in a second. Let me just bring up back my slide. So that's embedding it on your website, but essentially it is just the scorecard link that sits behind a button or a banner on your website. And actually you can customize that link. So if you're on the starter package, it will always be your account name followed by this code. But if you go to the builder and settings, you can customize the initial section of it. And if you're on the advanced package upwards as well, you could also have a custom domain name, which you will find under accounts and domains. So you can start to add that. Okay, so just that's embedding it onto your website. You can then so use it for any email marketing. So it's a great tool to use that to do email marketing shots. It could be that mailing to your current list, a previous list, to sort of reignite some customers that you might not have had an interaction with for a while, and also including on your email signature. And this comes back to, you know, anything that leaves your office, you can have the link to the scorecard as a call to action for. There might also be that, you know, you're speaking with someone, there's opportunity to direct message it to people as well, just again to capture more information about that particular lead. Socials are a really great way to share your scorecard. So you can post about it specifically. You could use it as the call to action for other posts. So it doesn't have to be the hero piece. And we'd recommend that you have it in all your social profiles as well. So heading back to the platform there, when we went to settings, there is a share appearance page here. So if you put in a title, a description, an image, that controls the way it looks once it's shared on social media platforms. So I definitely recommend that you do that. And then when we go back to the share feature, you can just click on, yeah, I want to share it on LinkedIn. And it will pop up in line with how you've entered it on the platform itself. You can even here click on this QR and it will generate a QR code for you to use to promote the quiz as well. So that's a really useful feature. So that's socials. If you do anything like podcasts, the scorecard can work really well. We have some customers that do it as a podcast, just ask their pause for a few minutes. So while someone's listening, you know, get them to complete the scorecard and come back, because it kind of really then engages that customer with the topic of the podcast. If you're doing any blogs, it can be used as a call to action. We've got lots of customers who want to promote a book, or they have a book and they use the scorecard link in the book, so that once is kind of like the next step. Somebody's read the book and then they're like, go and take this scorecard, and it really helps capture and build a list of those people that are reading the book. If you're running any events or workshops, you will have taken a scorecard to register for today's webinar. So they can work really well for that, or even if you just run webinars and you want to gain feedback. And the last one there that's really organic would be the joint venture partnership. So if you've got an opportunity to leverage, you know, maybe a list of mutual benefit, then that can be another great way to promote your scorecard. The final one there is advertising, so paid for advertising. You could run ads on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, wherever is relevant for your target audience. You could create ads. Would recommend that ad is really aligned with the landing page, so that it's like a really sort of seamless journey from the ad to the landing page, sparking that call to action as well. When we go back to the platform here, when you've launched your quiz, if you go to Insights, this will show you how many visitors have arrived at your landing page. It will then show you how many have started and will give you a conversion rate. So we'd really love to see that conversion rate tracking above 20%. We do have some scorecards that are operating around 50, 60%. So that really gives you an indication, because you can jump in there, you can test, you can optimize at any time. So that's the promotion aspect. Sarah, we've got a great document called 29 different ways to promote your scorecard. So I've obviously just done some really top line ideas, but if Sarah is going to share with you in the chat that link, so I'd recommend that you read that for a really comprehensive guide. Now I just want to spend sort of a few minutes talking about the follow-up. So we've talked about integrating it with your CRM system. You can then plan tailored follow-up sequences. I'm going to just bring you quickly to another scorecard here that's just got a few test emails that we just use for testing purposes. And you can kind of see what the data looks like here now. So once someone's completed your scorecard, and we'll just click on here. You can see, you can come here, click on the lead, you can see their scores, you can click on their answers. And what it really does allow for is warmer sales conversations. So a lot of you, one of our founders at ScoreApp is called Daniel Priestley. I'm sure a lot of you will have already seen Daniel, know Daniel, and the whole idea of ScoreApp was born through a scorecard that he created for a company that he owns called Dent, and he created the Key Person of Influence scorecard. He initially put the link in the book to find out more about the people that were reading the book, and it is now actually their #1 tool that they use to generate leads. They have, once somebody's completed the scorecard, they have a team of appointment setters. So they'll get their email sequences, but they'll also get a phone call. And they use what we call the seesaw technique. So the appointment setter will have a rough script and say, you know, we've just noticed that you've taken the scorecard. Would you have a few moments to talk about that? So you can see how it's a warmer introduction to that conversation. They always then highlight something they scored really well on, and then something that presents their biggest opportunity and area for growth. And you've obviously got all the data here for those questions as well. If you click on this lovely AI button up here, this will actually give you scripts, or it will give you email copy that is personalized to this particular person. So this is a really cool feature, and this is a new feature as well. This is available to everyone at the moment because it's on beta version. In a little while, obviously, it will be specific to certain packages. So I would recommend that you take a look at that. As well as that, now this is an advanced feature, so it may not, but I just wanted to show you the power of it. So it's under insights as well. And this is called answers. So this presents donut charts of everyone that's taken the scorecard, how they answer particular questions. So these can make great social posts in themselves, or great content. So do you currently use social media channels to promote your brand? So out of 100 people asked, 64% said yes. You can then click on this AI button and it will write a press article or a blog post or a tweet or a LinkedIn post. So it just takes a lot of work and allows you to produce a lot of very relevant, impactful content. So that's another feature. The last AI feature that I wanted to show you was on the share. Now, this will be, so every day it will give you a suggested tweets, Facebook posts, LinkedIn post that you can use to promote the scorecard as well. So another great feature. Okay, I think I have shown you everything that I would really like to show you, so that you've got a really good start in building your scorecard. I'm going to open up to some questions now, but before I do, just in case anyone wants to go, please feel free to reach out to us, our support desk. We've got live chat. We've got, just contacting. We've got the opportunity to book one-to-one calls. So please stay in touch if you need anything at all. We also have a referral scheme, which we would love you to be part of. So under your account, there is a section called referrals. Everyone does have their own unique referral link. If you have the opportunity to share it, we'd love you to do so. And it allows you to earn commission. So on everybody that's signed up as well. So check that out if that ever becomes of interest. But yes, I am now. Anyone got any questions that I can help with at all? Just jump in the chat and see how everybody's doing. Oh, thank you, Olanda. That's really nice. But if you want to jump, if you want to ask a question, please feel free to sort of unmic and just jump in. The recording will be available. It will be sent to everyone that's registered. Yes.
Hi. I had a question about the does it allow you to customize the layout of the email?
So the results email.
Yeah.
Yeah. So only in let me show you. So you've got your result email. So you've got your formatting options up here. You can add images, censor, but as long as everything, the options are available there, you can do anything. Have you got a particular thing that you'd like to do?
Yeah, I was wondering how ScoreApp integrates with MailChimp, because I have these beautifully designed templates, like email templates with colorful stuff happening. And I was wondering, I imagine that it integrates from a sequencing perspective, but does it integrate with the design element to keep the branding consistent from
yes.
what I'm
Yeah, so what I'd suggest then, because you've got very specific sequencing, I would suggest that you turn off the results email coming from ScoreApp. So you just toggle it off, and then you push the result link into MailChimp, and then you can just add it as a merge field into your own templated email that you can.
Oh, I see. So then when they click that link in the beautiful design template, then it would just bring them to the results page.
Correct.
Sounds. Does it push it by itself, or do I have to push each?
You have to push each one. So you'll go to integrate, you will select MailChimp, you will enter your API, and then it will open up options on this page. One of them will be that you can map across your results link.
And it would do it automatically?
No.
Or do I have? Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
All right, that works because that works. Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you. Any further questions? Samantha, can the graphs you were showing be changed to brand colors? Yes. So if you're using the results pie charts, not the ones that were under that insights tab, but when you're showing someone their results, if you change the score tier color, you can have it the colors that are entered there. So we've got that. Do you have a separate subdomain for each quiz, or is it one subdomain? So if you're using your own custom domain, one of the scorecards can be the default one. So for example, I could be scoreappquiz.com. And then one of them could be set as default, so it would appear exactly like that. Each other scorecard can come off that domain, but because it's not set as default, it would have a / something else on the end. So my second one would be scoreappquiz / sales or / marketing. So they can all feed off the same domain. In the PDF report text, is there a formatting option? For example, the layout when trying to tab across as you do in Word, it doesn't quite flow quite as nicely layout wise. So the text in the PDF, you can, let me just show you quickly. So build, let's go to that results, PDF report. And we're just going to add a quick page so we can have a little play around with it. Let's go for this one. So your options are, sometimes this one's quite handy. The I here is like, no, it's not that I. It's this one here with the cross that clears formatting on it. So if you get stuck, that's nice clear formatting. You've then just got your normal, text sizes. This one's quite like, if you want it to be a heading, or you want it to be just normal text, the normal text is a paragraph. So it's just sort of playing around with the options that you've got here. Anything you get stuck on that just please feel free to contact the help desk, and we'll have a look at that for you. How can I pull in the category names and icons on the initial landing page? So the category names and icons, that would be adding a section on your landing page. So you just go to landing page, open up the editor. The best section for that is actually under categories, or even sometimes, testimonials. But if you add a section like this, then you can click into it, add your icon, add your name. So that would be my advice for that. And I think that's everybody's questions. I appreciate we're 3 minutes over as well, but I hope that it's been useful. Thank you so much for joining us, and stay in touch if we can help any further. Have a great rest of the afternoon. Thank you. Bye.